welcome to another episode of Erongo Talk. I'm your host, Erongo van der Walt.
And I'm Tiro Karisep. And in today's episode, we'll be bringing you news, sports and entertainment, and weather and tides.
And in our interview segment, we will be chatting with local born and bred musician Savannah Collins about her career and her latest collaboration with another local musician.
So don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Now it is time for your news. In our first story for today, a 67-year-old grandfather accused of raping his 13-year-old granddaughter pleaded not guilty in the Walvis Bay Magistrates Court yesterday. 3 charges of rape were filed against the accused, who cannot be named to protect the identity of his victim. The well-known figure from the Walvis Bay community stands accused of raping the minor girl on several occasions between March and November 2020. The accused was arrested in December of last year after the girl confided in a friend, who in turn advised her to tell a teacher, who approached the police, in response to which a case was opened. Appearing before Magistrate Johnson Dano, the lawyer for the accused stated that his client pleads in accordance with his instructions. The defense will not disclose any details at this moment. Everything will become apparent during the course of the trial. The accused reserves the right to call witnesses in conducting his defense. The accused appoints Lawrence Angula Incorporated to represent him in the matter, court documents state. Previously, the accused was represented by Ray Rukora of ENS Africa, Namibia. State Prosecutor Anakleta Kanjimi requested that the case be remanded to the 23rd of June for a decision by the Prosecutor General, which is granted. The accused will remain in custody. Late last month, the accused applied for bail, which was also denied by the same magistrate. In our second story for today, boosted by their home turf advantage, Cowan Fistball Club kicked off its 2021 Bank Windhoek Fistball League season on a high note by defeating the Sport Club of Windhoek, the SKW, in 3-1 in Windhoek over the weekend. The Bank Windhoek Fistball League's opening fixtures saw 7 teams divided into 2 groups compete for top honours. Sport Club Windhoek faced Swakopmund Fistball Club and SFC's Old Boys in Group A. SKW's 1 started the group well and overpowered SFC 2 with a 2-0 win. However, SFC 1 was better than SKW 1 in the first set and won 11-5. In the second set, SKW's Michael Boss, who played in defence, was forced to play as an attacking player. And this tactic paid off, as SKW1 ended up winning the second set 11-8. As a result, SKW1 took first place with a better ball defense, followed by SFC1 and SFC2. So you can read so much more on these stories and get the final fixtures for the Fistball tournament at our website. That's at www.erongo.com.na. That's www.erongo.com.na. With me here is Savannah Collins, a local musician, and she's going to be telling us about some new works in the pipeline. Hi, Savannah. How are you?
Very well, and yourself?
I'm doing well. So, Savannah, can you tell me what is currently in the works? We have seen that you're working on something. What's going on?
Yes, well, very excitingly, I have collaborated with a good musician friend of mine, Donovan Madjiedt, and we are having a ton of fun collaborating at the moment, working on some really cool old blues numbers. We're going to start writing together as well, get some videos out there, and we've just been having a lot of fun. And I think the pandemic as a whole has brought us as musicians together to do and create like this, because we can't really perform as much live as we would like to. So it's exciting, and I'm grateful for that in a lot of aspects, sort of turning something negative into a positive.
So Savannah, some of us already know Dwayne in the music scene. A lot of the local musicians know him. Where did you come to meet Dwayne?
I've known Dwayne for many years. I was a youngster just starting out, wanting to become a musician, and I actually looked up to him in a lot of senses with his older bands, Gravel Road, and I really enjoyed him and his authenticity as a person and an artist, and obviously a killer guitarist. So I was a big fan back then, and now that I've grown up and I've experienced a lot in the industry and developed as a musician, I'm able to play with him. So it's a huge honor, and we're making music together, and we have a really great chemistry. So it's a lot of fun.
That's wonderful. So Savannah, you just spoke about being a youngster in the music industry. Do you think that our youth in music has it easier today than the musicians back in the day?
I think I don't really think so. I think we all have our own challenges as we develop with the years. There's always new hurdles and challenges with every year and every generation. So I don't necessarily think that is the case. I do, however, feel the last year has been really difficult on everyone, of course, in the music industry and in every industry. But it will be nice to see the youth coming out and doing more music and expanding a little bit more. But I do understand that there are circumstances, sadly, at the moment.
Yes, definitely. So, Savannah, the past year has been tough on all of Namibians, and we as the media have been asking every industry that has been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic how they have been affected. And what I want to know from you is, how has the music industry been affected? And in hindsight, how have you had to adapt to the circumstances?
It has been a very tough period for, as I mentioned, every industry. However, specifically for musicians, myself, a live artist, it was very, very challenging not to be able to get on stage, not to be able to perform live for an audience. It's something I've always enjoyed since I was young, so I think it's been a huge adjustment for a lot of people. However, turning it into a positive, there's been a lot of live streaming, and there's been a lot of people coming on and creating videos and collaborating behind the scenes, and I think that has brought a new hope to the industry. For instance, myself and Dwayne coming together and doing what we've done. It has been quite suppressive, but here in Swakopmund, we've kept the music alive, and that's been amazing. We really have, and there's been some amazing venues that have helped us do that, and we thank them so much. So I think on a smaller scale, we've done well here, but as a whole, it's affected the globe and affected music, but we will adapt because we're all resilient as people.
Yes. And do you think there's any lessons in the COVID-19 pandemic for the music industry that you guys will end up carrying forward?
Appreciation. I think appreciation of the arts, appreciation of entertainment, appreciation of people that do get up on stage and bare their souls for people. I think in the pandemic people have really missed that, and people have missed being able to go and watch artists do what they love, because it makes people happy. And I think that is a huge thing for audiences and for musicians as well, to appreciate what we do and appreciate our art. So. Yeah.
So, Savannah, to circle back to your work with Dwayne, do you think there's any other artists that you would still like to collaborate with?
Definitely. There's always musicians that I would love to work with and that you look up to. I was very blessed that I got to be able to collaborate with Ease not so long ago. That was a ton of fun, and he was definitely up there for me. So I'm very grateful we got to do those two videos together, and that I was able to be part of his video magic. That was a huge honor. And in terms of other musicians, I love Lisa Ellis. I love what she does. I respect her very much as a musician. So maybe one day we'll do something together.
Lisa, if you're watching, get on that. And then, speaking of the future, what is next for you after this collaboration, after the upcoming single? What's next for Savannah Collins?
I'm going to be recording a new single towards the end of the year. It was challenging times in the past, so I'm now looking forward, and I've written new music and bringing new things out because of everything, so it happens for a reason. That I'm looking forward to. Definitely new collaborations with Dwayne and videos coming out. We released a video and a single not so long ago, a couple of days, so lots of exciting things. I also am a new brand ambassador for Graftobian makeup. So that has been a huge positive thing in my life. I love makeup, and it's also cruelty-free, so that's a big part of why I became part of it. And we'll just take it from whence it came.
So, Savannah, you are one of the greats of the live music scene in Namibia. Where can Namibians see you in person, live?
Well, I'm very blessed to still be doing what I love. I will be performing at the Tule Hotel in Windhoek on the 19th of March. I will be at Strand Hotel, Bruin Butcher on the 26th. And then very excitedly, we are going to be going to Rostock Ritz with my makeup artist and photographer. And we are going to be doing a weekend out there doing shoots and music for the 1st of April. So if anybody would like to come out there and support the lodge, that would be fantastic. That will be over the weekend of the 2nd for the Easter weekend, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So I hope that we've given you some weekend plans. That was Savannah Collins.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us again. I'm here to share an amazing fashion tip with you. And that is actually, it's a hack. And it involves a beauty secret as well as a fashion element to it. So how do you avoid not ruining your makeup and keeping your clothes intact when you're trying to fit on clothes that's at home or in a shop elsewhere when you're going shopping? Here's the trick. What you use is a very delicate silk or just a very simple light scarf, summer scarf. You find them anywhere. I'm sure you have one in your cupboard somewhere. You use that and place it over your head. You're not going to suffocate, don't worry, because it's a light scarf. And then it's not going to smudge your makeup at all. You put your top over it, and then once you have the top on, or whatever blouse you're trying to fit on or put on for the day, you simply remove it, and the only thing you need to fix after that is your hair. So that's a very great fashion hack to live by.
And now it's time for your sports and entertainment. A teacher with a passion for arts and sports is making waves across social media with his drawings. CJ Skolt, who was born in Otjiwarongo and matriculated in Tsumeb at the Etosha Secondary School, who is currently a full-time teacher, owns Ultimate 8 Designs. CJ says that juggling between teaching and designing can be draining at times. He further continues and says, I think I balance it pretty well at the moment. I have my afternoons and weekends off to focus on my business, except for when I have extra-curriculum activities like sports, he says. He began drawing in his spare time, and that quickly became his hobby. According to CJ, his family motivates him the most. I love what I do, and they makes me feel like I have million reasons to continue, he concludes. And now for our second story. Athletes from the Skeleton CrossFit Club challenged themselves to complete a workout within 15 minutes over the weekend recently in Walvis Bay. Around 20 men and women completed in this first open challenge, of which the next one is scheduled to be on the 19th and on the 27th of March. The Skeleton CrossFit head coach Jessica Lofty-Eden said that the open worldwide competition with the CrossFit community. Every club does the exact same workout and has until Monday to submit their scores online. We have judges doing the scores to ensure that there is no cheating. By uploading your scores, we will see who is the CrossFit athlete of the world in respective country or in a respective category, which they classify as box. This open will be determined who will qualify for the ultimate CrossFit Games. And that wraps up my entertainment in sports. Now, you don't need to miss us so much, because you can always get the full length of these stories and more on our website. That's at www.erongo.com.na. Stay tuned for your weather and tides for Swakopmund and all the major towns in the Erongo region.
And that unfortunately brings us to the end of another episode of Erongo Talk.
You don't need to miss us so much, because you can always go back and look at our stories. That's on our website at www.erongo.com.na, or you can even link on to our social sites on Facebook, Instagram and on Twitter, and also interact with us on WhatsApp and Telegram at 0811 7040.
So as for Monday, we will unfortunately not be joining you, but we'll be right back where we belong on Tuesday. So until we see you on Tuesday, stay safe, stay healthy, maintain your social distance, and enjoy your Independence Day, Namibia.
Oh, 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 oh. The road is long, longer than I thought. The smell is stronger, cheap food than alcohol. My heart is not in a place of calm, but I think I've known this all along. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. My faith is lost, 'cause I don't know if I'm deserving of a second chance at love. So I shout to the heavens, can you hear me? When I scream all of my lungs out on my own. In the corner of my eye, I can see a familiar face, recognizing mine. Sitting on a pavement in the middle of the night. I don't know if I can hide the kind of voices in my head that pushes me to ask if your soul can dance with mine. If your soul can dance with mine. Would you be my lover, honey? when you hear me cursing in my sleep. I don't mean to bother you on your sidewalk counting sheep. All kinds of colors that I see when you flash a nervous smile at me. We can speak of faith on the border post that no one cleans, love. I'm not here to judge your God, nor am I here to judge you. Can we agree to disagree? Well, in the corner of my eye, I can see a familiar face, recognizing mine, sitting on the pavement in the middle of the night. I don't know if I can hide the kind of voices in my head that pushes me to ask if the soul can dance with mine. If the soul can dance with mine. Well, in the corner of my eye, I can see a familiar face, recognizing mine, sitting on the pavement in the middle of the night. Well, I don't know if I can hide the kind of voices in my head that pushes me to ask if your soul can dance with mine. If your soul can dance with mine.